Many people are not afraid of failure. They're actually afraid of what others will think if they fail. And because of this, they hesitate to speak, struggle to say no, and constantly look for approval in their day-to-day life. And the surprising part is, this pattern usually develops much earlier in our life. And most people don't even realize it. Something to think about, right? Hi everyone, if you're new to this channel, this is Kelsang, NLP coach, and I help individuals understand the emotional patterns, self-talk, inner reactions so that they become more calm, confident, and emotionally balanced in their life. And today I want to talk about something very, very common that many people quietly struggle with. The need for approval from others. Because in conversations and coaching sessions, I often notice that people are not lacking capabilities all the time, right? They're just constantly worried about how others might react, how others might feel, what others might say. And this shows up in our small everyday moments, right? So here are a few questions to reflect on. Do you worry too much about what others think before making decisions? Do you feel uncomfortable when someone is upset with you? Do you think many times before saying no? And sometimes, even after doing everything right, you still feel like you need a validation. Someone should appreciate you. Someone should approve you. Someone should say that you did well, right? So if this feels familiar, let me tell you, you're not alone. And this is the right place for you. And it is often an emotional safety pattern that develops over time. And once you understand this, things start becoming clearer. So let's slowly break this down and understand why this happens in the first place. Think about a simple situation. You're in a meeting and you have an idea, useful idea, but before speaking, your mind starts asking questions. What if they don't like it? What if I say something wrong? What if they judge me? So you stay quiet, right? And later someone else shares a similar idea and gets appreciated. And you sit there thinking, I should have spoken. Something to reflect on here again, right? So the problem was not your idea. The problem was fear of how others might react. Now, another everyday situation. Someone asks you for help. You're already busy. You want to say no, but you still say yes because you don't want them to feel bad, because you don't want to disappoint them. And later you feel mentally tired and emotionally drained, right? And this is how approval seeking or people pleasing, what we call as, slowly becomes a part of your daily life. Not in big decisions, in small everyday moments. Now let's understand where this pattern actually starts. When we grow up, as a child, right? Appreciation feels like an emotional safety. When parents say good job, we feel so happy and excited, right? When teachers praises us, we feel really confident. And when family appreciates us, we feel so much accepted. And slowly the mind learns something really, really interesting but simple. Approval feels safe, disapproval feels uncomfortable. So an emotional rule also gets created at the same time. So if people are happy with me, I'm safe. If people are upset with me, something is wrong. So something again to think about here. This rule is not created consciously. It develops slowly through experiences. And this rule continues into adulthood. Even when you are capable, even when you are independent, even when situations are different, the mind still tries to protect you from rejection. And that is why approval seeking continues, right? At a deeper level, every human being wants acceptance and belonging. And we all want to feel respected. We all want to feel valued. We all want to feel understood, right? And honestly, there is nothing wrong with that. Wanting acceptance is a very natural human need. It helps us feel connected, safe, and emotionally secure in relationships, right? But the challenge begins only when our emotional safety starts depending too much on how others react to us, right? Because then slowly the pressure starts building inside. You begin to think more before speaking. You start adjusting your behavior to avoid conflict. You hesitate to express your real thoughts. And many times, You keep things inside just to maintain that peace. And because your mind is trying to protect relationships and avoid rejection, right? So at first, it feels like you're just being understanding or responsible when you do this. You try to keep everyone comfortable. You try to avoid hurting anyone. You try to understand everyone, right? But slowly, without realizing it, you start moving away from your own voice, from your own choice, from your own life, right? And you say yes when you want to say no. You stay silent when something bothers you. You agree even when you think differently. And over time, your own needs quietly move to the background. And that is where emotional pressure begins, slowly through everyday situations. Now let's talk about the hidden cost. When approval becomes a habit, life starts feeling heavy. Right? You overthink decisions, you hesitate to express opinions, you feel guilty easily, and you take extra responsibility. You ignore your own needs, and slowly emotional stress increases, right? And it starts affecting you as a person because you start putting yourself at the back seat. If your peace depends on others' approval, and peace becomes unstable because people's opinion keep changing, right? And when opinions change, emotions fluctuate. And that creates the inner pressure and mental exhaustion over time. Now, the important part here is how do you slowly come out of this pattern? First, start noticing your thoughts. Whenever you worry about others' opinion, pause and ask yourself, am I trying to stay safe or am I trying to grow? This small question creates awareness, right? And awareness creates choice. Second, start supporting yourself emotionally. Instead of thinking, what will they think? Try asking, what feels right for me in this situation? Yourself first. This builds self-trust step by step. Third, accept that not everyone will agree with you. And that is completely normal. Something to think about, right? Because disagreement does not mean a rejection. It simply means different perspective. And healthy relationships allow differences. And it's absolutely okay and normal. You see, in many conversations, I notice something interesting. People who seek approval are usually kind and responsible individuals. They care about relationships, they respect others, they want harmony, right? But sometimes they forget to take care of their own emotional needs. And that's where the problem starts appearing. And when they start building self-trust, everything changes. They speak more clearly, they say no calmly, they express emotions without fear, and they feel lighter inside. Right? Because approval is no longer in their emotional support system. Self-trust becomes their foundation and confidence grows naturally within them. So if you are watching this video from anywhere, and if you also feel that seeking approval is affecting your confidence, communication, and emotional peace, then I am coming up with a powerful workshop where we go deeper into understanding emotional triggers, self-talk patterns, and practical ways to build your self-trust and emotional balance in their day-to-day life. So the link is in the description below. Click on the link and register for the workshop, and I'll see you inside. And don't forget to hit the like button, share and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And I would love to hear from you in the comment below this question. Do you struggle more with saying no or worrying about what others think? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to read your comments. And keep learning, keep implementing, and I will see you next week.